Golden State Warriors News Today channel. Take the opportunity to leave that like and subscribe to the channel. Let's go to today's news.
What if the Warriors' biggest weapon for Game 6 isn't Stephen Curry, but a name many had already written off? The season is on the line, and every minute on the court could define the fate of a dynasty. This is Warriors News Fan Update, and today we bring a different perspective, not about cold stats, but about hot decisions, the kind that make or break a team. According to the renowned Tim Kawakami, there's a growing buzz behind the scenes. Steve Kerr might make another rotation adjustment. And the new bet could be Moses Moody back in the starting lineup in place of Buddy Hield. Yes, Moody. The same one who seemed forgotten a few games ago, but exploded with 25 points in Game 5, reigniting the debate. Does he deserve another chance? The question here isn't just about shooting, it's about balance. Moody, even when his shot isn't falling, brings something rare: solid defense, game IQ, and a quiet impact. When he guards Jalen Green, the Rocket star becomes a shadow of himself. And that's not something you measure in stats. That's something you feel on the court. Buddy Hield had his moment, but the playoffs are about trust. And Kerr has already shown he trusts those who respond in critical moments. Moody has an invisible edge, his mental resilience. While Kuminga has seemed emotionally locked since his late-season exclusion, Moody reacts with maturity, energy, and purpose. And speaking of Kuminga, the story here goes beyond simple headache. Sources close to the team suggest there's something bigger behind the scenes, and we're not just talking about injury. A possible emotional, perhaps even strategic rift that could jeopardize the young forward's future. Time will tell. But back to the more urgent decision. Who starts Game 6? The numbers put Moody and Buddy almost on the same level in terms of shooting and scoring. But details make the difference. Moody started in 19 wins this season, fitting perfectly alongside Steph, Dre, and Jimmy Butler. That's no coincidence. That's chemistry. The cherry on top, the trust Dub Nation has shown in the bench mob, the group that turned a lost game into renewed hope. And it was there that Moses Moody reignited the flame. Game 6 won't be just another battle. It'll be the moment Kerr shows the world whether he's ready to bet not just on logic, but on intuition. If you're a true Warriors fan, drop your comment. Moody or Buddy? Who should start in Game 6? And if you like this different take, subscribe now to Warriors News Fan Update and turn on notifications. Here, we don't just bring you the news, we live the behind the scenes of the dynasty. Let's go all the way. And speaking of behind the scenes, there's a silent tension hovering over the Chase Center. Jonathan Kuminga, once considered the natural successor to the Curry-Thompson-Green era, now seems like a piece off the board. While Moody seizes every opportunity as if it were his last, Kuminga finds himself surrounded by doubts, not about his talent, but about his attitude. Sources close to the team, who asked to remain anonymous, say Kuminga's emotional detachment is real. Absent from the bench, citing headaches, the young forward left the impression that something is being left unsaid. And when silence reaches this level, we know something big is in motion. Could this be a strategy by the Warriors to preserve trade value ahead of a possible deal? Or is it simply a forced maturing process, typical of developing athletes who haven't yet understood that patience is part of the game? Meanwhile, Steve Kerr continues to do what he's always done best: adjust, test, trust. And it was that trust that brought an unlikely name into the spotlight in the last game: Kevin Knox. Yes, him. Forgotten by many, ridiculed by others, but who showed up with personality and attitude when most had already turned off the TV. Knox, like Moody, represents what this Warriors phase demands: players ready for anything, even the unexpected. Pat Spencer also got some minutes. And while his impact was modest, the message was clear: the Warriors bench isn't just a compliment. It's an essential part of the machine. And for Game 6, it won't just be about who starts. It'll be about who sets the pace, who reads the game, who is emotionally ready to decide. After all, the playoffs don't forgive hesitation. And if Moody showed anything in the last game, it was hunger for decision-making. The truth is, there's no perfect formula. Kerr can make a mistake. He might bet on the wrong name. But if there's a moment to take a chance on someone who's hot, who's shown maturity under pressure, that moment is now. And we Warriors fans know when this team plays with heart and with their heads, nobody can stop them. If you believe we can still turn this series around, share this video. And comment below, who would you put next to Curry and Jimmy in Game 6? Does Moody deserve that chance? This was another piece from Warriors News Fan Update. If you like this deep analysis and want to follow us until the end of this journey toward the title, subscribe now and hit the bell. Here, passion speaks louder, and we never stop fighting. Let's go, Warriors! And now, as a passionate Warriors fan, I need to open my heart. Seeing Moses Moody sidelined for so long always bothered me. We followed this kid since the draft, saw his evolution, his quiet dedication, and suddenly, he disappears from the rotation as if he had nothing to offer. That never made sense to me. Game 5 was a slap in the face to all who doubted him. Moody showed that, even without the spotlight, he stayed ready. And you know what's most impressive? He doesn't complain. He doesn't give controversial interviews. He responds by playing, and to me, that's Warrior DNA. Is Buddy Hield talented? Absolutely. But he's the type of player you bring off the bench to light things up, not to start battles. Moody, on the other hand, has a cool head, defensive instincts, and one thing fans love, total commitment. And about Kuminga, oh man, I'm torn. Because he's insanely talented. But the playoffs aren't about promise. They're about attitude. If Kuminga doesn't show he wants to be on the court, Kerr won't hold the line for him. And honestly, right now, I prefer someone hungry to win, not someone fighting his own ghosts. I want a Game 6 with intensity, with soul, with guys like Moody, Draymond, Jimmy Butler, all fighting like it's the last game of their careers. Because that's what it's about, honoring the jersey, the history, and the legacy Stephen Curry built with sweat. So Steve Kerr, trust who brought you this far. Put Moses in. Let the kid shine. Because this team needs Warriors, not just stars. If you felt this too, if this emotion hits you like it hits me, leave your comment, share the video, and let's go all the way. That's the spirit of Dub Nation. And you know what excites me most at this point in the season? It's realizing that even amid criticism, injuries, and uncertainty, the Warriors still have identity. We're still that team that finds strength in the overlooked, that pulls answers from where no one expects. That's how it was with Poole, with Looney, with Gary Payton too. And now it could be with Moody. It's not just about tactics. It's about heart. It's about culture. The culture that started with Curry changing basketball, that Draymond upholds with intensity, and that now needs new pillars. And what if Moody is one of those pillars? What if the story we're witnessing is the silent rise of a new leader? Game 6 won't just be about beating the Rockets. It'll be a test of who truly understands what it means to be a Warrior. And to me, that means putting on the court those who understand the weight of the jersey, not just those with a name or a contract. Jonathan Kuminga might be part of that future, but he'll need to prove he's ready for it. Talent isn't enough. You need maturity. You need attitude. If he doesn't want to be just another guy, he has to fight like all the greats did. And look, I know there are fans out there wanting to see a lineup with Steph, Jimmy, Moody, Kuminga, and Dre, but are they all mentally ready? Kerr will have to decide that in a few hours. And he knows a mistake here could cost the season. So, fans, the ball is in our court now. Let's make some noise, show our support, get involved. Comment here. Who should be the starter in Game 6? Do you still believe in Kuminga? And Buddy, should he keep coming off the bench? Here at Warriors News Fan Update, we don't just analyze. We live it. We feel it. We defend this team with our soul. If you enjoyed this intense coverage, subscribe now and turn on notifications. The battle isn't over yet, and together we'll go as far as it takes to see this team raise another banner. Let's go, Dubs. Game 6 is war, and we're going to battle.